Hello and welcome back to The Rich Flavor. I am your host Rich and I have a great episode for you today. So I am going to do a brisket. I'm going to do a brisket flat because there's only 3 of us in the family and a full packer is just probably way too much for us to eat. So I'm going to do it on my Pitboss Pellet Grill, and this is actually going to be my first brisket episode that I'm going to do. Now I've done briskets in the past, but I've never filmed one, so we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. Okay, here it is. This is the brisket flat. Pretty nice. It's only maybe about 3 or 4 pounds. And I'm just going to do this Texas style, guys. So here in Texas, we use very simple ingredients, mostly salt, pepper, and maybe a little garlic. Depends on which Texan you talk to. But I'm going to use the Suckle Busters. Best in Texas is the SPG, so it's salt, pepper, garlic. And that is all I'm going to use to season this brisket up. The brisket's already pre-trimmed, so I don't have to worry about anything. Here's the fat cap. There's a little bit of fat on here, but that's not going to affect much. So I want to protect this as much as possible. But I'm going to go ahead and throw some seasoning on this right now. And I'm going to give it a liberal amount of seasoning. I really want the that pepper and the salt to penetrate the beef. And it should give us that really nice, authentic Texas style beef flavor. So I'm going to let this sit in the fridge overnight. And let me get this fat cap too, just for sake of argument. So both sides are seasoned. I'm just going to pat that in a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to let this sit in the fridge overnight. I'm going to cover it with some aluminum foil. And that way when I throw it in the Pitboss tomorrow, it's been seasoned for several hours. And that allowing all that salt and pepper and garlic to just kind of get into that meat. But there it is, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here with some foil. Ooh, that pepper and garlic, or salt, pepper, garlic. That's really getting to me there. Okay, make sure I just kind of double wrap this. Make sure it really gets wrapped up good. All right, guys, that's it. And with the magic of camera, you will be picking this up tomorrow as I'm putting it into the Pitboss. So stay tuned for that. Okay, we're back here next morning. As you can see, my Pitboss is coming up to temp. It's actually overshot the temp for some reason. It's probably just burning a little hotter. It is summer. It might just burn a little hotter today. It should regulate itself though and come back down here in a little bit. A lot of times when it's first getting to temperature, it's going to go over it just a little bit and then come back down. But even if it stayed roughly around 260 or 250 or something like that, I would be okay with that. So it still has to self-regulate just a little bit, come down a little, and then it's set for 225, but it should self-regulate. And just show you, this is what I'm using here for the fuel, is the Pitboss, the competition blend. This is pretty good, pretty decent pellets. I've never had an issue with them. I'm gonna go ahead and get the brisket and throw it on here, and we're gonna let this thing ride till it's time to wrap. And I'll be right back to show you that. Alright, let's go ahead and throw this on. See here. I got plenty of room in this Pitboss here. Brisket. I'm gonna put it fat side down because the heating source is coming up from underneath, and I want that brisket to be protected as much as possible. But that seasoning on there, the salt, pepper, garlic, is just it smells fantastic, and I think it's gonna be a pretty good cook. So we'll come back here in a few hours when to just do a check. I want it to get to around 160 degrees before I wrap it. So I'm gonna let this ride. I'm not gonna probe it right now or anything like that. I'll probe it here in a few hours to see where we're at, and then as soon as we get to 160, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. But stay tuned for the process. And again, first brisket on the channel, so let's see how it turns out. Okay guys, we're back here at the pit. It's been about 3 hours or so. I've been spritzing every hour. This is the third time I'm gonna go ahead and give it a spritz, but I just wanted to see where we are. I'm gonna probe this and see what the internal temperature is of the brisket, but just wanted to go ahead and show you what it looks like right now. Oh, look at that. That looks great. It is really starting to look good here. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Inkbird here, internal thermometer. You see it's pretty hot out here. We're in Texas. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Fattest part of the meat. Now we are at, it's like about 155. It looks like we're almost at 160. Then I let it go for about half an hour more, and then I'm going to recheck in. I'll probably come back out here to wrap it, but that looks really good. This brisket looks really good. Let me see if I can move you in a little closer to that so you can actually see it. You know, the light is a little bad. I'm not sure if you can see that good on here, but yeah, this brisket smells fantastic. It looks fantastic, and I'm gonna give it about half an hour more, and I'm gonna probably pull it off and wrap it, and I'll go ahead and show you that process when we get to it. All right, stay tuned. All right, here's the brisket. I got it pulled out of the Pitboss. It's setting up pretty good. Looks pretty good. It's already hit the temperature of about 162. And all I'm going to do is just wrap it. I want to make sure that this brisket is going to cook the Texas crutch, so to say. And I'm going to double wrap it just in case. But this should do real nice. Here had great color to it. That bark is pretty much set on there, and it's ready to go. And I'm gonna throw it back here in the pit, and I'll show you that right now. Okay guys, there it is. I put it back on there. I have a probe here. I'm gonna just stick in there and to the fattest part of the meat, and see where it's gonna go. I have a little wireless thing here that should tell me where it should be. I got it set for 202. You see there, it's at 163. I don't know if you can see that, but I got it set for 202. So I'm gonna close this up, let it roll, and actually, as a matter of fact, I'm also right here. I'm gonna crank this to 250. So I'm gonna increase the temperature as well on the Pitboss. That way, I can assure that this brisket will cook in time. And then when it hits this target temperature of 203, I'm gonna come back and see if it's probe tender, so to say. So I'm gonna stick a probe in there and see how tender it is. Okay, well, until then, I will we'll be back. Okay guys, here's the final product here. I'm gonna unwrap it. It's been resting for about 2 hours, and we're gonna see how good it came out. Oh yeah, there it is. Had time to simmer in its own juices. Hang on here, I'm gonna move it off and bring it back here. Okay, yeah, that looks really good there. Nice work. Smells really good, but I guess we need to slice into it real quick. Son, can you grab me the carving knife from over there? Be careful. No, no, it's that one. There you go. That's right. Okay, good job. Safety first, right? Let me go ahead and start carving into this here. The grain looks like it runs this way, so I'm gonna slice it across this way. Now this being a flat, I don't expect it to be super moist or anything like that, which is kind of why you have to keep it, wrap it when you do it. But look at that, guys. That looks absolutely fantastic. It has a nice smoke ring on there. Looks really good. You see, it's not really super juicy or anything like that. It's got that fat cap down there that you're not going to use that, but I'm going to cut one here, and you're probably not going to eat that, but yeah, I mean, it bends. It's got some floppiness to it there, and let's do the pull test. Oh yeah, it came out. So it's got a great smoke ring though, so not very common for pellet smokers to give such a pronounced smoke ring, but I think this actually came out pretty good for a brisket flat. It's not going to be the most moist piece of food you're going to have, and in all honesty, to be honest with you, I probably should have let this bark develop just a little bit more. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty sad. Just it doesn't have that dark, really dark color that some people are used to, and that might just be the pellet smoker. It just might give you this kind of mahogany, style color, which isn't bad. I mean, it's still great. It's a backyard brisket. So guys, let's go ahead and give this a test. All right guys, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and give it a taste. It's still pretty hot, but it pulled really nicely. That's good. That's good. It's super tender. I can definitely taste a lot of beef. a lot of beef flavor on there. That salt pepper, I think, really brings out that beef flavor. That's like, I taste the beef at first, and then I'm hit with a little bit of that pepper and salt and garlic. But I think that those spices really enhance that beef flavor, and it came out great. And there's a little bit of smoke to it. I don't taste a lot of smoke on it. I taste a little bit, but it's there. It's just like a light kiss of smoke, and which is pretty common for pellet smokers to have. And if you have, if you're somebody that doesn't, like that really pronounced taste or flavor of smoke, a pellet smoker is probably a good choice for you. But guys, I think this came out great. It tastes great. It's tender. We're gonna make some brisket sandwiches out of it, and I got some hungry people here that can't wait to eat this. So but if you could do me a favor, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, to let you know when I have a new video posting. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.